Is still one of Joe Biden's biggest failures to date. Not only just the botched exit, but the fact that on his watch, a Taliban suicide bombing at the Kabul airport in August of 2021 killed 13 U.S. service members along with 170 locals. But what's worse, a U.S. Marine sniper warned of a potential suicide bomber minutes before the deadly blast, but it was ignored. And he's absolutely right. No one has been held accountable. Joining me now is that U.S. Marine sniper, Sergeant Tyler Vargas-Andrews, and Texas Congressman, that is, McCaul. First of all, Sergeant, Marine America thanks you for our freedom, sir. Tell us your story.
I appreciate it. So myself and my sniper team, so I'm a professionally instructed gunman, but there's a few snipers in the team, and we had eyes on, a positive identification on the suicide bomber's description that we were given. Had two individuals in our sights that fit the exact descriptions that we were given. And we requested engagement authority multiple times, had them in our sights for a few hours, and pretty much given the answer that, our leaders above us didn't know who had the authority for us to engage, who had the engagement authority, and who had the authorization to, approach our request.
Mm-hmm. Congressman, you're doing something about this, right? You're not letting this kind of get brushed under the Biden rug, right?
No. We have an active investigation. Until we took the majority, we didn't have any oversight hearings on Afghanistan. And then he had the good fortune to meet Tyler, heard his story about how he had the suicide bomber in his sights. And his whole team verified this, sent it to the commanding officer, but could not get permission to engage. And then hours later, the bomb goes off and 13 servicemen and women killed. You had about 170, wounded, including, Tyler, who took a hit to his leg and his arm. And the thing is, Eric, it didn't have to happen. I mean, it could have been stopped. What were the rules of engagement, and why in the world would the commanding officer not give him permission when they literally sent a picture of the suicide bomber that fit the description, and somewhere in the chain of command, they just got all messed up. And we're going to go all the way up the chain as high as it goes.
That's what I want to ask you, Congressman. Stay with you for a second there. What's the plan, and how do we hold them accountable?
Well, I mean, the next step is to get Tyler's commanding officer under oath and get his description of the events and see how high this goes up. I don't know. It could go all the way up to the National Security Council. It could go up to the President of the United States. We know that the suicide bomber situation was very volatile, and it was widely disseminated. He came out of Bagram Air Base, the suicide bomber. So that kind of intelligence would not normally just rest at a commanding officer level, but rather would go to a very, very high level. And the idea that he couldn't even get back to Tyler, first of all, he says, I don't have that authority and I don't know who does, but let me get back to you. And then he doesn't get back to him.
Man, folks, 13 service members died. Sergeant, there's humiliation. Mark Milley basically said we had a successful exit from Afghanistan. And then Biden, when those draped caskets came off the flight at I believe it was Andrews Air Force Base, draped with the American flag, he was bored. He was checking his watch. How does that make you feel? And what's your message to them?
I think I'd like to add in there, John Kirby, making the statement that from his perch, he didn't see the chaos in Afghanistan, from his perch, and I quote from his perch that he didn't see, Afghanis falling off of landing gear from C-130s, from C-17s, that he didn't see children thrown over the walls and stepped on. I think anyone who has the lack of respect to not give these Gold Star families and the 13 servicemen and women that were killed that day, along with the mentally and physically wounded, the attention that they deserve, it's disgraceful.
Guys, I ran out of time, but I want to bring you back, and both of you and Congressman, please update on this very, very important story to the American people. Not just not just, God bless the Gold Star families, and not just the people who are injured, and not just the people who keep us free, like Sergeant Tyler Vargas-Andrews, but the American people are behind you 100% on this. Thank you both, Congressman Michael McCaul and Sergeant Tyler Vargas-Andrews. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Eric. Thank you so much.
All right, folks, coming up. So